As someone that's played hundreds of Nuzlockes, there is a rule set variation that I see no one ever talk about, but in my opinion is the most fun way to play a Nuzlocke. This is the Rivallocke. The Rivallocke is essentially a 1v1 Nuzlocke against someone that you know. You two play your hardcore Nuzlockes at the same time, and after every gym badge, you battle. Think of it as kind of the opposite of a Soul Link. You may be playing with someone, but they are your rival, and you win the challenge by beating them. If you want to Soul Link with someone but you're afraid that they're trash, this is a good chance for them to prove their skills, because I've definitely had Soul Links really annoy me.
Dude, my Pokemon don't have moves. I got unlucky. This guy fucking...
No, you do. You are just playing bad.
Well, I'm a little tilted.
You literally didn't... Bro, I have no moves to revenge this. Meanwhile, you have a 70 base power ice move. And then you go hard into it and just sack it for no reason. And now you're in the same position.
Oh my god.
My favorite Rivallocke ever was with my friend in that clip. Later in this video, I'm going to show you why I thought that was such a masterpiece of a Nuzlocke. So let's get into the details and specific rules and why this Nuzlocke challenge shines so much. You will need someone else to play the Rivallocke with, however, and if you need someone, join my Discord. I'm sure there's someone that's wanting to play a Rivallocke with you there. And while you're at it, drop a like, comment, and sub on this video. It really helps me make these videos more consistently. So here's the way I play with my friends. I'm not saying this is a definitive way, but this is the way I've played probably 10 to 15 times, so let's get into it. You start off with the hardcore Nuzlocke rules. Set mode, and you can't overlevel the level caps. The level caps part is really important because otherwise you could just grind to a higher level than the other player. So once the gym is beaten, you go to your PC and ready up for the fight. Me and my friends play on Pokemon Showdown, a Pokemon battle simulator. It has a lot of flexibility and customizability. You can play with Team Preview or not Team Preview if you're playing an older gen. Team Preview is when you and your opponent see each other's team before the battle begins on turn 0. Then you select your lead. This does not natively exist prior to Gen 5, however I do prefer to play with it. Because there's no coherent metagame, more information on the opponent's team leads to more careful and thoughtful gameplay. However, if you like being completely blind, you can actually turn Team Preview off for later gens as well, like Gen 5 and onwards. So the way that I play is that you and your friend battle, and the winner gets a point. And once you get 5 points, you win the challenge. We do 5 points because there's 8 gym leaders in the Pokemon League, so you'd essentially be doing 4 plus 1. It's kind of like a best of 9 if you think about it. So then you battle your friend. This is very fun, and in my opinion, way more fun than fighting the AI. Because you're essentially using your Nuzlocke team in a competitive sense. It's different, it's engaging, and it uses a very different skill set. It's also really fun planning your team knowing that you have to fight the gym leader and then the rival after. When the battle's wrapped up and the winner gets their point, what I like to do is have the loser get punished and have a random Pokemon dead. It's a little too unfair to have the winner choose which Pokemon dies, and you get off a little easy if the loser chooses which Pokemon dies. Plus, it's a lot of suspense once you're losing and you realize that one of your guys is going to have to go and you really don't want it to be your best one. You can also play over the Wi-Fi battle system if you know how to do that. I personally don't and never really tried figuring it out. So now you repeat this cycle until a player gets 5 points. This could be at the very end when the Pokemon League is done and the suspense is at an all-time high, or you could just destroy someone and win 5 in a row, 4 in a row, 3 in a row, whatever. If your good Pokemon dies, you may lose a little bit of momentum if you can't get back up on your feet, but it's also very possible for the person who's winning to be surprised by the person who's losing, being hungry and actually having a creative strategy, or wanting to win more with their back against the wall. So now let's get into my favorite Rivallocke that I've ever played. This is against my friend Derek, and this was an amazing Rivallocke with a bunch of really fun battles. Here's how that ended up going.
Oh shit, I could lose.
Can you wake up, Ella kid? Please? Pretty please?
No, do not.
Holy fuck, are you kidding me?
One more. Yes!
Dude!
GG. Damn, dude, my team was way too OP.
I mean, you also got like 3 crits in the first 8 turns, but yeah. Dom, the comeback is real!
Yeah, the comeback is real because my fucking Nana Queen couldn't learn fucking Mud Shot, dude.
Dude, I swear to God if you rock slide flinch. Oh my god! So we made it to the final battle, and this is how it went.
I lose though. Dodge! Yes!
After 9 weeks of non-stop RNG, I win the Rivallocke by dodging a fucking Flygon Rock Slide. Amazing. Amazing end, amazing start, amazing middle. So now let me tell you all the reasons why I've enjoyed these and why you should play a Rivallocke as well. The first one that I've kind of mentioned is that it's a very unique skill set. You're going to want to take the AI seriously so that you don't lose a bunch of Pokemon, especially good ones, but you're also in the back of your head at every moment thinking about what Pokemon you're going to bring to the 1v1 fight. What me and my friend will do is we'll play it over Discord and not stream it, but we will kind of maybe exchange information to kind of know what the other person is doing. So maybe we'll tell each other what our starter was, or maybe we'll tell each other what our Route 1 encounter was, but we'll keep a lot of mystery but still know a little bit at the same time. As long as it's not like the Gym 1 or the Gym 2 fight, you'll have a bit of continuity and know what your opponent has brought in previous fights, but you're also going to want to be thinking about what they could have in their next team. An example of this is when I was at a crucial point in my Rivallocke. I made a shitload of different configurations of what I would actually load versus my rival because I really was thinking about the pros and cons of everything. I was actually being a sweaty tryhard and I think I ended up losing this game anyways. However, you do not have to actually play at the same time as your opponent. It can be kind of like a slower paced thing. That's the advantage of this over the Soul Link. You and your opponent can play at different times, and when you're ready to fight, you're ready to fight. The in-between battle momentum is extremely interesting and really fun. However, I will say that it's pretty important to stay active with the Rivallocke. If life comes up for either player, it's kind of easy for this to be thrown to the back burner a little bit because you'll need someone else to progress in a Nuzlocke. It's not like you'll have 30 minutes and you can just fight them whenever. They're going to need to be online and ready to battle. However, I just think this is so much more flexible than any other Soul Link or anything like that. I would also highly recommend hacking in infinite rare candies. It saves both you and your rival some time. There's also probably some other smaller rules you want to establish with your rival. For example, people I've done Rivallocks with, maybe we won't let every single Pokemon hold an Oran Berry, or maybe like some sort of item clause so that every single Pokemon in Gym 1 is not just healing half its health. And when I played Pokemon X and Y, maybe we'll ban Snorlax and Gyarados because you can get both by like Gym 2 and they're both way better than everything else and it would centralize the hell out of the game and be not fun. I think basing the challenge rule set on fun is the best way to do it. There's also going to be things that you won't expect and you might have to talk about in the middle of your run, so just be ready for that. One example of a pretty niche rule is that me and my friend decided to have a 1 spike clause. Setting up 3 spikes was really unfun for the gameplay in the battle, and in addition to that, there's pretty much no counterplay. You can play a vanilla game Rivalocked, but I recommend personally that you play a game with high encounter diversity because it's a little lame if you and your opponent have the same Pokemon. I personally may not do a Rivallocke of a game like Fire Red and Leaf Green. They just don't have a lot of encounter diversity, so for that I would maybe recommend a ROM hack or a randomizer. You definitely can play a fan game as well. You can play on cartridge if you want, but I personally do not. So now I'm going to quickly go through all the steps to actually play a Rivallocke. What I'll be showing you how to do is import your team for Pokemon Showdown and then challenge your opponent. If you need help, a much more detailed guide is in the description. It'll be a Google Doc with a video that's unlisted on it. This is my team that I'm ready to use on Pokemon Showdown. I'm going to save in game. Then I'm going to open the save file in PKHex. From there, you can click export party to clipboard and then import it into play.pokemonshowdown.com. You're going to want to make sure you import the team in the correct generation. Now you type in your rival's username and challenge them to a custom game. Then you should be good to go. If you can't use PKHex, that's okay. You can just pull up your team and create it manually. Just type in each Pokemon, select the right item, ability, and change the stats to be perfect. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said, there's a detailed link in the description for everything that you'll need for the Rivallocke. Let me know in the comments if you played a Rivallocke or if you want to play a Rivallocke. I hope you enjoyed. Like and sub. Peace.